Hello there, Aquarius. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of April 15th through the 21st. I have already cleared your deck to get ready for your reading. I'm just putting the final shuffle on now, and then we'll put down cards in a second. This is a general reading, meaning that not every single thing that I see here will apply to every single Aquarius that watches. You can watch your rising sign and your moon sign for more information. And if you would like to have a private reading where I can check out just your particular energies, feel free to book that with me. You can find out information at my website, www.amista.info. All my contact information is there. Once you know you want a reading, just get a hold of me and we'll get it scheduled quickly. I try not to make people wait for readings. I don't think that's fun, so I try not to do it to other people either. All right, so I think we're all shuffled up. Let's go ahead and put down the cards for Aquarius to see what's coming up for your week of the 15th through the 21st. Okay, Aquarius, my dears, what do we have happening for you guys? Lots of interesting stuff here going on. Okay. Let's first of all look at your environment, Aquarius. So what I'm seeing coming up with your environment is that, well, first let me say that environment can be any place where you have energy or effort invested. So mostly it comes up as home, but sometimes it comes up as work or as school instead, maybe another place. So be open about where this might be. But in your environment, I do see that you're sharing the environment with somebody who could be moody, probably a female for most of you, although that doesn't really have to be. But you are sharing the environment with somebody who's really having a hard time with keeping a grip on their emotions. For some of you, this person is having some kind of hormonal issues. For others of you, there is something significant going on in this person's life, which is causing them to really have a hard time finding their balance back again. Hello there, Romy. Glad to see you here, my dear. Next thing that we have coming up is subconscious leanings for Aquarius. Aquarius, I feel like you're really struggling as far as in overdoing for somebody in your life. You may be overdoing. You may be doing things that they should really be handling themselves. And I think that in your subconscious mind, you're really trying to figure out, okay, where is that line between overdoing for somebody else and the healthy exchange of energy with that other person? And so you're trying to work all that out at a subconscious level. Hey, 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 yeah, I'm trying to knock out the weeklies. At the end of this weekly, if you have a question, I will be answering one single question. And I ask that if you have a question, type it up while I'm actually going through the spread for the Aquarians. And then at the end, I'll take a peek and see what kind of questions we have, and I'll choose one. I'll have Spirit help me choose one to answer. Linda Beck, good morning, good morning. Glad to see you, my dear. Okay, so next thing that I'm looking at for Aquarians for the week of the 15th through the 21st has to do with your learning style and your communication style. Okay, Aquarians, when I'm looking at learning style, it looks like things are seeming kind of hazy to you. You are getting in new information or you're being able to do research, but the information that you're getting is, the word I'm hearing is inconclusive. So it's almost like whatever information you're trying to find, it's like you're kind of chasing your tail. And this has been something that's come up for a lot of the signs for this week. You're at least the third one that I've gotten a similar message for on learning style. Excuse me. Okay, as far as communication style, Aquarius, it looks to me like you're in a really complicated situation here for your communication style. It looks like you do have people that you're mentoring, that you're leading, that you're encouraging, that you're building up. But it also looks like there's a situation where you're trying to communicate with somebody and it's almost like you're talking across some kind of great abyss or something. And they aren't hearing you at all. And I feel like this may be somebody who is an authority figure. This may be a supervisor, or maybe this is, maybe this is a partner and you're trying to get something planned or worked out with them. And the plans can't move forward without their input as well. So, um, interesting situation. Definitely you have people looking up to you and listening to what you have to say, but you're having a hard time with the people who are more your rank or above actually paying attention to you. Oh, got you. Got you, Romy. That's interesting. That sounds really rough. Let's look at next. What we're looking at is work for Aquarians for this particular week. Um, Now, work for me is two different things. It's that way that you make a living, or else how you feel productive in your community. And it's also those are things that we do to improve our own inner character, our inner core selves. So let's start with outside work first. What I see is that there is a goal that you're reaching for, and I feel like you're making progress towards it. And I think you're also enjoying um, what you're doing to reach that goal. I don't feel a lot of pressure about time or anything else here. It feels to me like the journey is enjoyable at this point because there isn't any pressure and you are making progress towards reaching that goal. As far as inner work really is to care for yourself, self love, let your self esteem build up, pamper yourself a little bit. That's what we have coming up as inner work. There's, a little bit of a struggle with how you're talking to yourself and how you're feeling about yourself. And so you want to start to adjust that and change that. And I think you're very well aware of that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. That's funny, Romy. That's right. I feel. Let's see. A lot of people see, I feel, I hear, and I know. Um, Next thing that we're looking at talks about that part of your life that's being grown or expanded. What we have coming up here is the Nine of Cups. To me, this talks a lot about emotional fulfillment. There's something here to be celebrated and celebrated with more than one person. So it's not just you celebrating, you're celebrating with others. And so where you're being grown or expanded is in being able to find appreciation for the things around you and celebrate them. That's a nice card to have come up. When there's something to celebrate, that's always a good thing, right? The next thing that we have coming up talks to me about those things that you stand for. So, Aquarius. It looks like you have somebody in your life that tried to pull the wool over your eyes and do something sneaky, and you knew exactly what was going on the whole time. So there was no real wool pulling. They thought there was. You knew better. And now that person has come around and they've tried to make things even again, or tried to come back on track or back on page with you, tried to show some integrity or make up to you for what they thought they did before. And so I think that you're giving this person the grace to let them, you're giving them some kind of forgiveness, you know? And I think that somebody is asking you, why are you doing that? How can you do that? And you're having to defend yourself and say, I'm doing that because it's my choice and because it feels right to me. Okay. The next thing that comes up talks to me about how other people perceive you. Hmm. Well, Aquarius, I don't know that this is all other people, but your mom hides information from him. Gotcha. Okay, so Aquarius, somebody sees you as sort of getting on their nerves. Usually, when this card comes up, it's talking about the person that you had to stand up to. So, the one that you gave grace to, that not that person, but the person that said, why are you doing that? The person that said, why are you giving grace to this person? They perceive you as sort of getting on their last nerve. Maybe they don't like it that you're being, that you're giving grace to some person who tried to pull something and wasn't successful. Maybe they're a little jealous because they can't get away with anything. But they see you as getting on their last nerve, actually kind of jumping up and down on their last nerve. Okay. So the next thing that we're looking at talks to me about the lesson or experience of the week for you Aquarians. And what we have coming up here is that there is something that is coming out that has been sort of hidden information. Yes, I want to stick with hidden information. And it comes to the surface and it comes out. I do feel like it comes out because the other person tells you, but I also feel like they tell you because something happens that makes it necessary or almost necessary to tell you anyway. So some kind of truth coming out once we get towards the end of the week, Aquarius. And as that truth comes out, things start to shift a little bit. Whatever that truth is, whenever it comes out, I think that that gives you, that makes you feel not so hopeful about a situation that you were hopeful about before. It makes you kind of wonder, can this thing really move forward like I thought that it could? And at the same time, it makes you feel secure. And I think the reason it makes you feel secure, Aquarius, what I'm picking up is that you really were suspecting whatever this truth is that hadn't come out before. You were really suspecting it already. And the not knowing had you a little bit on eggshells or sitting on the middle of the fence, not able to pick a side. And so now knowing makes you feel secure. Like now you can act accordingly. Now you can make a plan and act accordingly. So whatever this truth was that comes up, it's not a pretty truth if it's making you feel hopeless, but it is giving you the security of, okay, well, now let's make a plan and let's just deal with this. We see you at the end of the week, Aquarius, still kind of struggling a little bit. I see you as feeling a little bit stuck, not really feeling like you know how to move forward, even though now you know more of the truth. But I feel like you're restricted in your own mind. In your own mind, you're feeling like, okay, there's still something holding me from moving forward. And because this is something that is restricting you in your own mind, the best way to get around that is if you can look at this thing from another perspective, then you'll be able to see where you're actually restricting yourself and be able to move forward. Now, the cards aren't showing you doing that, but that's the cool thing about seeing something like this ahead of time. It gives you the chance to make some changes that would change this outcome. Okay. So that's what I've got for you, Aquarians. Doesn't look like I have any questions to answer. Thank you for the verification along the way, Ms. Romy. I appreciate that. I will see you all the next time around. Peace out.